Hey, all. In the background, talking about mental anguish, and there's a lawyer, Shamaya. Pray for me to talk to getting the right lawyer because this was a reckless driver that was on a road after I had got rest. Woke up, got up, went out, and went northern way on 75 to Plain OVA. Did all the government things right, and then I went to see a friend, and I didn't want to get in any wrecks, so I went all the way around. And I know one person's right. They're like, yeah, you need to take the long route home way to avoid a wreck. Anyway, long story short, I went all the way around Addison Airport, and I went just to get back to 635 Coit, and I went all the way. People from Dallas and Texas know that when you come back from the airport area, you can go all the way around all the areas where there are reckless people in traffic to Midway Road. That's what I did. Anyway, I'm going to give out all the info right first. Kenny's the last name, Sharon Skeet. And I know one person is for me with the world about her. It was her fault. And as far as I know now, looking back, I know she was texting in the car, maybe stoned, but there's a lawyer in the background, and as far as police report he could have wrote one, but he wasn't doing the right thing, so he went the wrong way like she did after traffic. I can show it. He went this way. When you see the video on 6 back into the recklessness, that's what she did. Went back on the highway. So after collecting all the information, and I can add right now, I knew not to get out of my car because I really did think, well, what if they are on drugs, substances, even have been drinking, and they have weapons, and actually, as far as the police too, about calling them, so I made sure I did all the right things. Anyway, I'm gonna try to go to as much as I can. There's all the evidence right there, and that's the way the police. She went back on 635. So to me, that's a major thing because why would you go a worser way where there's more of a chance of wrecks?
reckless worker, right? So unfortunately, they were at fault and they wouldn't go. So it was a bumper, right? I couldn't avoid moving into them because they weren't following the law on the roads, right? But anyway, the damage wasn't bad, but to me, because everything went forward, my right
My
arm
body,
is
for me, it was worse
damaged,
on my
right?
back and
Pretty
neck and
bad in
body.
my back and neck.
I
That's
gave up
good.
on the car. The
Uh,
damages I'm not gonna
I
pay.
went back to work, and that's right to the left. But you can see the person. Like I said, I'm feeling right because they probably had weapons, guns. You don't know drugs in the car, the vehicle, right? And they weren't following the law and moving. Now here's after I left. What I did was what a right driver. I have a good driving medal from the
Great.
United States military, right? So
Good,
that's
good
a
driving
strong
medal
reason
from the
to get
Army and a
the
good
fact.
conduct
I have an
medal.
honorable discharge, got a good conduct medal, and I got a good driver's medal. And I'm gonna keep showing it because this is going forward, and I can't have any more wrong people go against me, right? And 625 is where we're at. So the pictures, like I said, this has to make sense to the people out there because here's the evidence I have and the facts. Now there's the individual leaving, going back into danger on the highway. So what I did was I avoided them. Now what I'm gonna show further is the facts, like the police didn't go to the right location, right? And here's how easy it is to prove that they weren't right. When I hit, when I moved right, blinkers and everything, left to go on 635, I didn't go because it's dangerous. But that's her vehicle right there, right? Going back into danger, right there. There's a police officer that didn't make it and didn't go to
The
the
right,
right location and
the
time.
police officer didn't
That's her
go
going back into danger, reckless,
to the
going
right
back
location. The
into the
police
highway,
officer
right?
didn't go
That's
to the right place.
specifically the woman's vehicle, her. And this is the police, like I said. I'm on the service road going home. This is the angle safe route further away from traffic and danger. So this is where I was right and they were wrong, right? And the rest of the exhibit and the evidence is this, where I stayed on the service road, you can see, and avoided all reckless, avoided all wrecks all the way as I went back to work. So this is the issues of my back and neck and my right forearm from the wreck that was injured because the impact was that bad. It was about 35, actually about 30, maybe 25, 30 miles an hour, but still because the person wasn't following the regulations and rules in the road, wasn't on the laws. I got injured way worse. Like I said, that's them going back into recklessness and danger. So there's the map, and there may be a way to do one more. That's her running from the crime scene, right? So anyway, I wasn't guilty at all, and this is all I could do and get. And I already reported that, and still going forward to report a bodily injury against them.